Circle here at the Rough Rider BMX track, and Brian Patterson, our winner of the 5th stop of the BMX Pro Spectacular. Congratulations to you. How do you feel?
I feel excellent.
Right, $2,500 richer and 80 points wiser for the point chase. Let's take a look, Brian, at one of your last races here. We'll start with the last moto. Were you a little bit slow coming out of the gate?
Oh, yeah. Well, when I was on the line, I got a muscle cramp in my arm, and when the lights started going, I was thinking about that instead of about the race. And I got out, but not that good, and I was way behind. I was in like 8th. I knew all I had to do was get 5th, so I just kicked back down the first straightaway and just played my cards right, you know. And
so you weren't too worried about the fact that you didn't get a good start out of the gate?
Oh, no. 5th, you know, isn't that tough, but with how tight this track was, it was pretty tough. I had to make up a lot of, you know, ground past a lot of people.
What was the toughest part about the track, did you feel?
The first straightaway was probably the main part. And right here, luckily, Tommy Brackens went on the inside and pushed someone a little high, and I just followed his line and passed them all into 5th, and worked out excellent for me.
Lonkarovich finished 2nd overall in today's racing. He was pretty tough on this track. Were you worried about him?
Pete, I thought, looked the best out of anybody else that I seen racing today, you know, in all the other motos, and I knew he was going to be, you know, one of the ones to beat in the main if he did make it.
Toby Henderson there, I see, in 2nd. He had a little bit of trouble in the earlier rounds. We talked earlier about lane selection, Dean Bradley and I, and did you feel that there was a factor in being on the outside or on the inside gate position?
Oh, yeah. I thought that lane 8, 7, 6 were the better lanes. 7, 6, 5, you know. The other lanes were all right, but you had to make up a few feet into the first turn to get there first.
A fast track? A tough track? A rough track?
It was fast, and, you know, it was pretty smooth, but it was a little bit too tight.
Let's see if we can take a look at the very first race. You had a good start today. The Pro Main runs 3 times, and the first round you came blazing and just walked away with it. Also in the second round you came out and walked away with it. We're going to look at the second race in the second round. Let's talk about the first race, though, when you first came up to the gate.
The first race I had, you know, lane 8, which is one of the better lanes, and I knew I was going to win that one. I got up there, I knew I was going to win it, and I got a good start, and I won from start to finish. The second race was pretty shaky.
All right, let's take a look at it. Second race coming up here. Second gate, how about your gate selection?
I had the outside, which is not very good. I got a decent start, but not, you know, I didn't get a whole shot, and I was going in the first turn about 5th, and I followed Toby on the inside, and when he pushed everybody up, you'll see I go on the inside of all of them.
Again, Brian is number 4 here in the blue and orange jersey. Go ahead, Brian.
And I passed everybody except for Clint, and then Clint, I don't even know what happens to him, but he just slipped his pedals all by himself, and I just flew past him. You'll see it coming up on this jump right here. Slips his pedals, and I just didn't look back after that. Just went all the way.
How about the jumps on this course?
Some of them were pretty tough. I mean, you know, weird angles and stuff. This next jump coming up was probably one of the toughest jumps, you know, I've seen on a lot of tracks. It was hard to stay low over, but you know, it was easy to get squarely off.
What are you thinking once you get the lead?
Just go for it, you know. Don't worry about what's happening behind you. Just pedal your butt off.
Do you ever look back? Is that a temptation?
Every once in a while I look back, but I've pretty much outgrown that habit.
Brian, I got to say, of all the racers here, we've had 5 races. The lead has changed after each race. And you won another check today for $2,500. You won the very first race in Miami. In Detroit, you didn't have very much luck at. In St. Louis, you weren't able to get to. How do you feel about the series overall right now? It seems that no one's really being able to break away with the thing, and there's still a lot of prize money and a lot of points left.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. It's going to go down to the last race, and it will be an excellent race. Should be.
Well, thinking of prize money, and speaking of it, let's get Rennie Roker over here from Roker Ventures. And Rennie, you want to say a few words?
Brian, I can't believe it. You won a check in Miami, now you're winning it here in Las Vegas. You said along the way you stopped to do some work for some kids, so you couldn't make one of our races. But you made the statement that you would be back and that you would be in the lead. I can't believe it's like Patton or somebody like that coming out of the sky saying, I'm going to be back. You did it. $2,500 from us, another $500 from Tom McCann, over $6,000 in the series. You're a winner.
Thanks a lot.
No question about it.
Thanks a lot.
All right, congratulations to you, Brian. Any forecast on yourself about how you're going to finish up in this thing? Are you able to hold on to that points lead, do you think?
Hopefully.
All right, we'll see how you do. Again, after Las Vegas, we go to Los Angeles, then we go to Chicago to the World Championships. With me now, again, Dean Bradley. Dean, a lot of upsets today. Where's Stu Thompson? Where's Greg Hill? Where's the big guys?
Talk about a suspenseful series. I can't even believe this. Throughout the series, the lead has changed some 5 times, and believe it or not, today, 4 out of the top 5 riders going into this race didn't even make it into the main today. So we're finding all sorts of upsets going on, and this series is far from over.
We talked about, maybe we can take a look at the point standings here overall, because we just got an update on our current point standings. Here we see Brian Patterson with 200 points after 5 races. Eddie King now in second place, tied with Greg Hill, who was our former leader. Then Eric Roop, who was a past leader, now in 4th place with 140. Harry Leary down there with Anthony Sewell. Toby Henderson working his way up to a tie with John Pliant with 110 points each. Dean, we've got 2 races left. We got Los Angeles and we got Chicago. Are these guys that we've heard so much about that have been kind of the legends of the sport, are they going to make a move and come back, you think?
Well, it's going to be real difficult to make up those lost points. There's no doubt about it. I'm not discounting Stuart Thompson or Harry Leary or even Greg Hill, but again, it's real tough to make up those lost points, and it's going to be a battle right down to the last race.
When we started the BMX Pro Spectacular, the format of the race, the way we have one main that runs 3 times and we add up the place points, everyone said this would determine the #1 pro. Are you surprised that there hasn't been one pro that's dominated the series yet?
No, not at all. With this format, it kind of alleviates a lot of the luck factor that was in there. And riding those 3 mains, you find out who's riding the most consistently that particular day. And luck doesn't quite enter into it like it did in the one main system.
What about the motivation factor at this point? There's about 5 or 6 guys that are close within reach that can still walk away with it. We got a $10,000 car in Chicago, plus another $2,000, $2,500. Oh, Chicago's even a bigger purse than that. We got a lot of money left. What are these guys shooting for? The title, the prizes, everything combined?
Everything combined. But I'll tell you what, if it was me, I'd be going for it just for that car. That is great. That's amazing they're giving that away.
All right. Well, thanks very much. Dean Bradley with me today doing the color commentary, and I'm David Bourne. If you want more information on how to find out about BMX, you can go ahead and write the Kids Network, and that's Post Office Box 4859, Thousand Oaks, California, 91360. That's for more information from the Kids Network if you want to find out more about bicycle motocross. So go ahead and write the Kids Network from Las Vegas, Nevada, from the Rough Rider BMX track. I'm D. David Moore, and on behalf of Roker Ventures, we'd like to thank you for watching. And stay tuned for our next stop in Los Angeles as the drama continues on the ESPN BMX Pro Spectacular. See you later.